Hey everyone, it's Mike. Play more games with our next installment in our Crusade and Revolution playthrough. Quick note before we get started. I'm sorry I haven't posted too many videos recently. I've been feeling pretty poorly, which is just something that kind of happens this time of year. I think it's a combination of allergies and, the season's changing. I really kind of a summer guy, so which doesn't really make sense because my favorite hobby is board gaming, which is, I guess not necessarily by definition an indoor activity, but it's typically an indoor activity. But I know that that the summer being my ideal month doesn't really mesh, but it is. So I think a combination of that has kept me in bed, with headaches and things like that. But woke up feeling pretty good today, and I have a solid 3 or 4 hours of gaming lined up. So first we're going to do Crusader Revolution. I think that we'll be able to get a victor this session. I don't know, if it takes me a while I might have to chop it up into 2 videos. But I feel like the nationalists are pretty much standing on they're at the gates of Madrid, and there's really not a whole lot the Republicans can do to stop them. So I guess, from then it becomes a matter of how long do you fight on afterwards. Anyway, we'll get started. It's turn 11. The nationalists win, or the Republicans win at the end of this turn if they have morale at 19 or higher. They're currently at 19. It's very likely that they will lose Madrid. So if they can keep Madrid and Guadalajara to the end of the turn, they will avoid a Republican auto victory. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do Legionary Air Force. So we're going to activate 4 spaces for attacks, and we get DRMs on all of them. So it's a pretty powerful card. I think I played it the first time through, but I might not have. It was a little while ago. So we're going to attack with the Aragon unit plus the infantry. Really no issues there. So three on the core. And then the last space is going to be Zaragoza. We're going to put a position there. Now, last turn, I probably shouldn't have made this wild attack. Like I said, it was high risk, high reward. I probably would have been better suited just playing replacements. Okay. So the first one, Madrid, this is the big one. So it's 6, shifted to 5 on the core versus 3 on the division. The Republican can play this one, so that would give them a -1. let's do it. Actually, it's not a winter turn, so they would just be even. So we'll roll for them first. Nationalist and Republican. So Republican gets a 1, which will eliminate this unit. But these 2 units will be wiped out. So of course they will advance. And that's the big one. That's 3 morale. 1, 2, 3, and 3 VP. 1, 2, 3. And then here. So it's 4, 5, 10, and this gets discarded. +1. I guess we'll play this to give them a +2. And the Republicans will play Guadalajara is not Abyssinia. Okay. So let's add up so we calculated this at 10, shifted once for the position. That'll make it 6 to 8. And then shifted again for this card, which will make it 5. And the Republican is at a 3 and shifted 1 to the right. So 5 for the Nationalist +2 is a 6. And then the 4 is a 3. So this will take a flip. And then I have to do 3. So let's go. And we will retreat 1. Now the question is, do we want to advance? I'm not saying we're doing it, we're just going to eyeball it. Because if we do this, the Republican could potentially go 1, 2. 1, 2. They could string them out. So let's do this. Let's advance with this unit, because that'll drop the morale again, increase the VP again, but it eliminates that position. So the Republican could and probably will very easily take this space back, but if they move in there, they don't have that position to hide behind. So, very good. Alright, so the Republican really facing disaster here. So we have the 22 and the 24 card. Well, it looks like we've already played the 24 card. let's get another. So it's the 25 card. Yeah, we'll play that. So what did I say that was? That I said that was the 22. So they're going to Valencia. And let's see. Delete that, because now I'm going to remember to do that. So we'll play this right now, and what we're going to do is immediately put a position here and here. We are out of position markers. So we'll play this for our operations. And what we're going to do, we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna put our best foot forward. So now we're going to play this for the immediate replacement point. Do our best to hold on there. So we are just about out of cards. Pretty low value. Alright. So let's do that. Does this make sense? Yes, we played 2 combat cards, so it does make sense. So naturally we're going to activate these 2 spaces against here. The Nationalist will play this card in defense, and we'll roll. So Republican, or actually, we'll do the strategic counterattack card. And we'll grab this card out of the pile here. Right. So we'll get 1 extra op. And we'll do here against here. right? Actually, what we'll do is we'll take this space, and we'll go 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here we go. Alright, you can tell I haven't played in a while because I'm goofing up. I did play this card last time. It's this one that I was playing. Alright, alright. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Republican. I got the big 6. So what's our attack value? 6 or 5 and 10. So this will be the 6 to 8. Or 5. So it'll be 5. And they have a +1 DRM. The Nationalist does. Alright, so it's 4. So they take 5, 3. This is tough because if we take the loss, we could be pretty easily eliminated and pushed out of the space. Let's check our hand. We do have a card of a high enough value to move a core via SR. Perhaps this one. Yeah. Let's do this instead. Yeah, now their Aragon's kind of isolated. Now we do need to do the strategic counteroffensive marker. Isn't it around here somewhere? I could have sworn I might just use that. El Ebro is the only one there, so I guess we'll just use that. Okay, we'll use this, but we know this to mean replacement. However, this gives us +2 morale, -1 VP. It's pretty good. This one gets discarded. Okay. Now the Nationalist has a problem. They are isolated. What they could do is they could attack here. It'll be shifted twice to a 3, but a 3... No. It's going to be shifted once for mountains, twice, 3 times. So this will be a 2, 3, 4, 5 if I have a 3-op card, which I do. That'll open up a supply path. That only leaves us with 2 operations to try and take this back. Or to defend this, so I'm really torn. We need to hold this spot because if the Republicans take it back, they will win the game. If they hold it at the end of the turn, they will win the game. So we can't lose either one of these spots. Let's do this. We'll put a position here, and we'll dice for a trench here. And we get it. Let's see. let's do some SR. And let's take this one here for 1. And then let's stick him there for 2. All right, the Nationalist. Alright, what the hell? Let's strategic redeploy this unit to here. And the Republican, we're going to go 1 and 2 against here. Neither side has any cards to play, so Republican, Nationalist. Okay, so probably should have figured out the odds beforehand. Alright. Ooh, I could have declared the armor, but I already rolled, so 3, 4, 7, 10, 12, 14. Just shy of the 15 break, so shifted once, twice. So 68 is a 4, and they were on the 9, shifted to 12 to 14, and they rolled a 4, so it's a 5. So last action of the turn for the Nationalist. Their situation is probably going to be okay. They can only play a 1-op. So let's see. Let's try for a trench here. Nope, but we'll grab the marker. All right, and the Republican. really probably shouldn't be thinking about doing it. So what they will do is they will just take a position there. Alright. So that's the end of turn 11. Or, excuse me, 12. That was a pretty tense turn. And tell you what, it's still going to be tense for a little while. Because they are still within striking distance, for sure. The nationalist side is, that is to say. They're still going to be pretty tense. So attrition's okay. Let me mark this so I don't forget. We do enter the War of the Armies. So let's grab all of these. I remember having problems with it last time. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, let's check this out. Yeah, they're going to the nationalist draw pile for some reason. That's it. I think this game has a nationalist bias. Or at least the vassal module does. Only joking. That's satire. Okay. So. Looks like the nationalist has some pretty good cards. Let's take a look at them together. Casudo's coup. Republican morale is not quite 3. Well, there's our buddy Neville Chamberlain. We are not able to play this yet because the VP marker is not 17 or more. It's at 11. We have not played a Munich Agreement, but more reinforcements, including an army we can stick right in Madrid. Reduction of Soviet aid, that's probably a good one to play. Alright. Let's see, is the Republican tank reinforcements event any good? Yeah, I mean, it's alright. The bigger point is the -1 Soviet replacements for turn. We might do that at the end of the turn. So let's look at 39 and 40, and we'll just... they're roughly equivalent. So one there, that's easy. And... stick the other in Sevilla. And we will get rid of one of these. Alright. So Republican. Alright. Plan P. Plan P. Bad weather, economic reorganization. Tremp or Sagunto? Where are those spaces? There's Sagunto. Tremp. Okay. So we could play that. Oh, Abro. That's a good one. All right. R39. Starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel here, looks like. Let's play this for replacements. Probably have to play 2 replacement cards this turn. So that's 3 and 2. Alright. So back to the Nationalists. They're going to play replacements as well, and it's a big one. That's 4 and 3. Alright, we're going to play reinforcements. So we will eliminate that unit. Back to the Nationalist. Let's play reduction of Soviet aid. That's a good one. Okay. And then let's do this for replacements. So that's 4 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay, let's see. Now it's time for some operations. So let's play this one. And let's go 1, 2, 3. For 1. Let's aim at this spot for 2. And this spot for 3. Alright. So here first, Republican, or Nationalist, I mean. Republican. That's as bad as it goes. So 3. So that's 9, 12. Shifted once for the river. 2, 3, 4 times. Shifted 4 times. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's still 4 losses though. And we will not send a unit forward. And then here we will only attack with the cores. That's automatic. This time we will advance. Alright, so now the Republican will play this for ops. And what they'll do is they will go 1, 2, 3 for 1. These guys will go 1, 2, 3 for 2. And let's go 1 for there. 3. Now, the victory here is 18 plus. So we got to be mindful that the Republican taking this spot here would put them into 18. Or here. So let's do 2 ops here. So we'll go 1, and then we'll go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, no. We can move this unit up, actually. Because the best this unit can go is 1, 2. Alright, so over to the Republican. Let's see. Go ahead and do this for 3. We'll do a position here for 1. We'll go 1, 2. And we'll try and dig this to a trench. Got it. I think the Nationalists will just play this for replacements. So they get 2 and 1. So then the Republican, well, let's see. What does this attack look like? One attack cancels all river, position, trench, and mountain effects. Let's see. We can go 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 1 DRM. 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Against 16 against 5, 8, 12. 16 against 12. With a +2 if we declare the armor bonus. Alright, why not? Let's do it. I guess the 4th one should probably just declare that first. We'll put a position here. Yeah, that works. Alright. Here we go. Republican. So that's modified 5. Nationalist. That's 2. They should have saved that card, because it cost them the game. Alright, so that's a 6, and the Nationalist was 12. so 4. So we could simply do 1, 2, 3, 4. They take 6, so let's see. There's nothing. River, position, trench, mountain effects, including canceling retreats, so they have to retreat 2 spots, which is fine. But our victorious units, they advance. So that gives them 3 morale, 1, 2, 3, and 3v, 1, 2, 3. So that is the end of the game. I gotta say, it's probably the third or fourth game, third or fourth time that I've played it, but it's the first time that I've played it in over a year. So like with all card-driven games, you kind of have to learn like all the cards and what they do, so you can kind of know like what to expect. Like the classic example that I think a lot of people will be familiar with is Twilight Struggle. Like if you're the US player, you're not going to dump influence into Egypt until after the Nasser card has been played, for example. Probably not, anyway. But yeah, just to highlight a couple of things, this particular game in particular, I want to thank the designer here, David Gomez Rieso. Apologize the pronunciation, for pulling double duty and giving me some cliff notes on the game as it's progressed, but also for designing the game. I think you've got a great game here. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very engaging. And I've talked about in the past how I feel about rating or reviewing games, and I don't think it would be appropriate to review a game that I've played 3 or 4 times, especially a card-driven game, because there's just so many different ways that it can unfold. People talk about how movies change for them upon multiple viewings, and games are really the same way. They evolve differently, based on how you play them. What I can say is that I definitely enjoyed this session, and I think, if you've followed the comments, I think the Nationalists' big mistake was to not be aggressive enough, not advance enough, especially early on. So I think given 2 players of equivalent skill that are versed in the game, so not 2 newbies, 2 experienced players, I don't think Republican morale victories will be all that common. Certainly not impossible, but I think knowing you have to advance, it's kind of like the ticking clock. It doesn't let the Nationalists sit there and wait for the best attack and to build up all its forces and everything like that. So you do have to take some attacks, and it does involve some risk. Also for the Nationalists, their African divisions were treated very, very poorly, and got some poor results. Republicans came through with some big results. I broke a couple of rules, typically in favor of the Republican, nothing huge though. But yeah, all in all, let me just wrap this video up by saying that I hope you enjoyed it. It's certainly a game that I will keep in my collection and revisit. I've posted the game page on Board Game Geek in the description of this video. I've also put the pre-order link in the description of this video because it is up for reprinting from Compass Games. I have the Deluxe Edition, which is up for reprinting, and it's really excellent. The rulebook is nice. It's bound. It's thick. The game itself is on two 22 by 34 map boards with nice big spaces, so you can stack them high. Well, I mean, there is a stacking limit. What I mean is that you can comfortably pick up the pieces and move them around. The counters themselves are supersized, which is nice for me because I do have some difficulty picking up pieces sometimes, especially when they're high stacks and they're all right next to each other. So this game is really nice. It's a labor of love. Good card stock for the cards. Lots of mnemonic counters for everything. I highly recommend it. Okay, so this is Mike. Thanks again for watching. What we've got up next is we'll probably revisit another card-driven game. I mentioned it in the first video, Triumph of Chaos, in the near future. If you have something else you'd like to see or have played, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, this is Mike. Thanks again for watching. Have an excellent day.